Carroll looking for O'Brien. Oh, and it's in! Through the legs of Tui Samoa, Taylor O'Brien, 1-0 to Eastern Suburbs. Lovely ball through for Devin Jackson. Has a little shot. Oh, lovely place there by Devin Jackson. Nice little side foot. Pass to Samoa. 2-0 Eastern Suburbs. Jackson, a little touch off to Wilfred Carroll, has a shot. Oh, it is a shot and a half. Wilfred Carroll. That's a sucker punch right there for Western Springs. O'Brien finds Atkins, crosses it. O'Brien. What a well-worked goal between O'Brien and Atkins.
Heinenberg. Colpick tries one. Good save. And a
Colpick.
chance.
Well done by Colby. Definitely made an impact as she's come on for Western Springs today. Oh, Takeda. Oh! What a great goal by Takeda.
Kia ora, good evening everyone. As you've just seen, the last time these two sides met, it was Eastern Suburbs who prevailed 4-2 as they notched up another win in a 10-game winning streak to start their season. They've had a couple of wobbles in recent weeks, losing 2 of their last 3, but will still win the round robin phase of the league and head into the grand final as favourites. Looking at the games in this final round 14, Canterbury Pride up against Capital tomorrow, 2 p.m. at English Park. Northern Rovers take on Southern United, who have found a bit of form late in the season, also at 2 p.m. at McFetridge. And Central Football finished their season up against Auckland United in Palmerston North. Looking at the table, the 2 teams that play this evening will contest the final next week. Plenty of interest in the middle of the table between Canterbury United and Southern United for bragging rights down south. And down at the bottom of the table, Central Football will finish bottom of the league with just a solitary win this year. Well, it's the final round of the championship. It's a quirk of fate that has these 2 teams together. Let's have a look at the lineups. 2 changes to the Western Springs team that thrashed Central 9-0 last week. Keely Taylor moves to the bench, and Emma Painenberg is unavailable as she plays in the Under-17 tournament being held at Seddon Fields this weekend. It's familiar 4-3-3, and the side anchored at the back by captain Lily Jervis and Jadichi Uluvili. Looking at the Eastern Suburbs team, Stephen Hoyle makes 5 changes after his side's 2-1 loss to Southern United last week. Kate Payne, Taylor O'Brien, Olivia Page, Rachel Head and Zoe Benson all moved to the bench. And in their place, Brooke Bennett, Erin Wong, Nicole Cooper, Charlotte Wilfred Carroll and Devin Jackson. So plenty of firepower for Stephen Hoyle off the pine. And they will line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Well, it's been overcast all day here in Auckland. It's been drizzling out at the ground. But the turf here obviously will not be affected by just a bit of light rain. So it's been interesting watching all the Fencibles youth training this evening as they round out their season with a few final sessions. There's still plenty of intrigue in the way the 2 sides, the way the 2 coaches will approach this game. Looking at the referee or our officials, Lindsay Robinson is our referee. Reza Al Rabia is AR1, Charlie Tseng, AR2, and Beth Rattray is our fourth official this evening. Lindsay Robinson known very well as the New Zealand Football Development Manager, and a very, very good referee in her own right. So the players go through the normal pre-match handshaking ritual. Interestingly, the final next weekend will be played at Mount Smart Stadium. It was originally scheduled to be played at River Hills out in Pakuranga, which but I think the success of the men's final last weekend, where Auckland City held on against a rampaging Wellington Olympic towards the back end of that match, I think New Zealand football felt that it was only right that the women's final be played at Mount Smart Stadium as well. So these teams will head over to the beautiful surface at Mount Smart next weekend. But 90 minutes ahead of them, plus a bit of extras, before they can turn their focus on the final. See Lily Jervis there, the number 4 in the black strip of Western Springs, and Rebecca Van Dort, the two captains here. So last words in the huddles of both teams. They will swap sides, and Eastern Suburbs in their all white strip will play from left to right. Yes, Eastern Suburbs with that amazing 10-game winning run at the start of the season. They've lost 2 of their last 3, so a couple of speed wobbles along the way. They lost 2-1 to Canterbury Pride in round 11, and then last weekend, again a 2-1 loss to Southern United. A game where Stephen Hoyle said they finished with 10 players. They suffered 4 injuries during that game. So hopefully for the Suburbs team, those injuries aren't too serious as they get us underway. Just dropping into that familiar passing routine, and then they start to look to bring the ball forward through the middle of the park. Not a great pass that time from Kenya Brook. Erina Wong drops back to mop up. This is Captain Rebecca Van Dort through the heart of the midfield, and they spread the ball wide. Erina Wong looking forward, just leaves her pass a little shy of Nicole Cooper. Jervis picked off, good pressure from Suburbs. Cooper goes hunting for the ball, and eventually Lily Jervis just sends that one down the field.
Lucky Coley, great touch.
Nice touch from Nicole Metum, number 21 there. She'll play in the number 10 role just behind Juliet Lucas. Nice move, nice switch of play. Wong getting forward. Cooper goes wide. Here she is. Wong goes on the overlap. This is Devon Jackson. Jackson currently third on the goal scoring list with 11 goals. Here she is again, trying to get in behind the defence. Pulls the ball across. There's a shot. Swing and a miss there on the edge of the box. And an early sighter for Eastern Suburbs. All the pressure from the team in white as Western Springs sit back and try and soak up these early exchanges. Jackson doing really well down the right flank, checks back. He's got Wong in support. Wong comes back to Metum. Metum just puts it in the area. And again, Springs scramble it clear. It was lovely work from Devon Jackson. She's got round the back of the defence, just fizzed that ball to the edge of the penalty area. Unfortunately for Suburbs, couldn't capitalise. Jackson there, just bundled off it. And now Taitimu, can Springs just hold on to a little bit of possession. Ulavili across to her captain Jervis. Jervis looks long again, and again the ball just picked off. Springs guilty of just giving the ball away here. Here's some good pace from Cooper. Cooper just lays the ball back. This is Metum and her strike straight at Tui Samoa. Well, good pace from Nicole Cooper there down the left flank. Just mowed down Jervis, and this was the end of the move. Metum straight into the arms of Tui Samoa. Tui Samoa back in the side. As Keely Taylor moves on to the substitutes bench for this game. Well stepped in by Brooke. Wilford Carroll just drops it over the top, but well, in these first 5 minutes, it's all been Eastern Suburbs. I think the possession count on this game would be up in the 80% or so, because Western Springs just cannot get a hold of the ball. Ulavili into the midfield, gets it back again, tries to check inside Jackson. And that's the ball at the moment that's causing Western Springs real problems. Sam Tafaru just dropping so deep. Normally you see her doing her work way up the pointy end of the field, but at the moment she's being forced back. Sophia Dyer putting a real pressure. Over the top, Jackson. Jackson gets in behind, steps in front of the defender. Now she waits for support. Wong is there, hangs it up in the air. And the strike comes, and it just rolls past Tui Samoa's post from Nicole Cooper. Well, it looked like the cross was a little high. It's just lofted over the top of Jervis and Lucas, who were challenging for it. And Cooper almost just hung out a foot there, not really expecting the ball, I don't think. But more pressure from Suburbs. Oh, they've picked that one off again. This is Cooper. Cooper into the penalty area, trying to tee the ball up for Jackson. Innes. asking for the free kick. Nothing given from referee Robinson. Jervis. Now Springs look to switch the point of attack. Here's Celia Mayo. Can she reel this one in? I think it's going to be just a couple of paces too far for her, and that is the case.
They're doing something different, so we just need to be a bit patient and find the extra player in the midfield. I know, I see.
You can hear Ryan Faithful there, the Western Springs coach, is saying to his players, they're doing something a bit different. Well, whatever they're doing, it's really working here, Eastern Suburbs, because they have all the ball and all the territory. Garcia there, just flicking that ball on, but it's picked up again by a white shirt. Oh, and there's Garcia, just a little shove in the back on Jackson. And Springs just need to get a foothold in the game. The pleasing thing for Ryan Faithful will be the fact they haven't conceded yet, because with all this possession, that would be the danger. Garcia just puts her foot through the ball. He's got a willing runner there in Sophia Dyer. Van Dort over the top. Nice touch from Wong. Wilfred Carroll. Big switch from her. This is Amy Atkins. Back to Brooke. And the pass forward. Just can't find its target. Garcia now. Can Dyer, just for a minute, looked like Dyer could have run in behind for the through ball. Harano. That's nice work. Here is Dyer. She's got Ennis in the middle. And that's a goal kick. Coming up 10 minutes, and that really is the first foray by Western Springs into the Eastern Suburbs, or near the Eastern Suburbs penalty area. The youth coaches at Eastern Suburbs, Rebecca Van Dort. This is her 8th season at the club. Lovely ball over the top, but Jervis, very, very good athlete, gets across. Here's the shot, and that one is going wide of Tui Samoa's goal. This is Takeda. Inside to Sam Tafaru. And again, it's easy for Eastern Suburbs just to pick the ball up in midfield and dictate the tempo of this game. Here's Van Dort carrying the ball over halfway. That's a good interception from Garcia, and I'm sure she'll be frustrated there, Garcia. And it's a yellow card here for Wilfred Carroll for pulling Garcia back. And 10 minutes gone, and Wilfred Carroll is in the book. You can see here she just grabs Garcia, and I'm sure, and then lets her go, and I'm sure then Garcia was a 2v1 for Western Springs. Not sure, but just wondering by the reaction of Wilfred Carroll whether she may actually be in yellow card trouble for the final next week. just seemed that she looked very, very frustrated with herself. Wong.
Yes, good.
Jackson. Wong. This is Taitimu. Just gives the ball away. Wilfred Carroll again getting involved. Juliet Lucas back to Metum. Metum. Only find the head of Jervis. Tafaru comes away with it. Dyer. He's got some pace, but so is Kenya Brook. Gosh. Big size difference there between those two players. And again, Suburbs building up down the right. Jackson picks up the second phase. Needs to combine, finds Metum. And Wong keeps it in. Metum. Jackson into the box. Devin Jackson looking to add to her goal scoring total, and that's a good save. Good reaction save from Angelique Tuisamoa after Lily Jervis stuck her leg out. And that ball was spinning in just inside the post, and that's a good save from Tuisamoa. Quick on her feet. And quickly taken as well. No one reacting from Springs. Eventually they get it clear. Here's Dyer. 1v1 at the back and her touch. Just allows Suburbs to get the ball down the field to Faru. He's got Innes. 3 ahead of her. Innes puts it in behind. And that's calm, composed from Kenya Brook. Jackson showing good pace up against Celia Mayo. Jackson, again, we've seen her in this position before. Jackson, can she pick a pass? Yes, she does, and there's the first goal of the evening. And it's Nicole Metum finishing off a lovely run from Devin Jackson. And Nicole Metum scores her 5th goal of this National League Championship. Well, Mayo couldn't hold Jackson. She got round the back, and once she's in that sort of position on the corner of the 6-yard box, all it took was a simple pass across to Nicole Metum. And Metum puts it up into the top left-hand corner. Well, you can't say it wasn't coming. Eastern Suburbs have certainly been good for their lead. 15 minutes gone.
Big one here.
Now, what can Springs do? Is that going to galvanise them into some sort of action? Because at the moment, it's all been rather tame from the team from Springs.
Good switch, well done.
Ryan Faithful happy with that for a switch, telling his players to keep the ball. To Faru. This is Takeda. Back to Jervis. To Faru again. Just her touch lets her down somewhat. Nice one-touch play. Beautiful from Western Springs. That's much better. To Faru, looking for the ball in behind for Dyer. And Brooke Bennett quickly off her line. talking previously about Eastern Suburbs and having lost a couple of games in their last 3. Well, Western Springs have been on a good little run as for themselves. They've won 3 of their last 4. The loss in there was a hard-fought 3-2 loss against Capital. In and around that, they beat Canterbury Pride 3-2, Auckland United 3-2, and lost 3-2. And then last week, we racked up the goals in a 9-0 victory against Central. Given them a lot of confidence. Just here at William Green Domain, they are on the back foot. A goal down against the side that's dominating the ball and playing very, very well. I think the scary thing for Springs there is when you look at the bench of Eastern Suburbs, and you've got Taylor O'Brien, who is out and out the top goal scorer in this competition with 17 goals. Zoe Benson, Rachel Head, Olivia Page, all experienced players who've contributed to this Eastern Suburbs team through this competition. So it must be nice for Stephen Hoyle. He puts the league's top goal scorer on the bench and still has Juliet Lucas up top, who was the top goal scorer in the Northern Region Women's competition. 16 goals in that competition. And she's got 6 in the national competition, so she's had a good goal scoring season, Juliet Lucas.
Okay.
You can see how free scoring the Eastern Suburbs team has been this season. And coming third, here is Juliet Lucas. Ball just picked off by Ulubili. But in coming third in the Women's Premiership, they scored 73 goals in 21 games. And the top 3 goal scorers in the Women's Premiership competition all came from Eastern Suburbs. So goal scoring certainly not a problem for Stephen Hoyle's team.
Can we go fullback to fullback, because that's where the space is, so you can go all the way across.
Again, Springs trying to play out from the back and inviting pressure from Eastern Suburbs, and they've been picked off again. And now they taking time to reset, and there's a shot from Metum. She's already scored 1, and she hits the top of the crossbar, looking for her second. Well, this came after Western Springs were trying to play out from the back.
For a second, I just need to talk to you. On the next out. On the next out, yeah, come over here when you can.
You can see here the top goal scorer in the Golden Boot table. Taylor O'Brien at the top, 17. Bree Johnson from Auckland United, 4 behind. And Kelly Brown, Devon Jackson. So she'll be looking to jump into third place if she can get a goal this evening. Again, you can see the pressure from Eastern Suburbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players there, all pushing up. Just making it very, very difficult for this Western Springs side to play forward. Well, you got to say, with 6 players pushed right up, if they can break the press, then there's going to be a lot of space further up the field. Mayo gets in. This is Garcia. But again, Rebecca Van Dort, and the free kick goes the way of the Eastern Suburbs captain. Quickly taken. Jackson.
That's you, Sammy. Yes, Sammy.
Metum, the goal scorer, wide to Wong. Jackson, nice step over. Good work from Innes though. Just picked a pocket, didn't read the dummy. Does a really good job for Western Springs, Jess Innes. And that's an injury, looked an awkward. Looked awkward for Amy Atkins, just the way she went down. Hopefully there's nothing wrong. It just seemed that either her knee or her ankle just twisted as she fell over. Here she comes in, and then, ooh, you could see her ankle just falling. Just got her feet tangled up with Rina Hirano. Nothing malicious in that whatsoever, but you could see her ankle just twist as it hit the ground. So this is very, very painful for Amy Atkins. Hopefully there's no ligament damage. Could be one of those ones where the physio just puts the strapping over the boot. Looks like she's going to be okay. She's walking somewhat gingerly, but take a bit of time on the side of the field. Underway again. Jackson is being pressured by Innes, and now Western Springs trying to put a little bit of pressure on, but Sophia Dyer up front, the heavily strapped knee. Nice move from Jackson. And again, Innes steps in. This is Wilfred Carroll. Yoshida. Van Dort to Wong. See Springs just sitting off, allowing Eastern Suburbs to have the ball, and it eventually finds its way to Lucas. Jackson met him. Edge of the box again.
Yeah, bot, you do it again. Go it again. Pass. Keep shifting backs, just keep playing.
Suburbs just happy to knock the ball around, keep a bit of possession. They've
Keep moving it, have it again.
scored the only goal of the game, so they're happy just to keep the ball. And although we have seen at the FIFA World Cup teams that have tried to do that, and come unstuck. Spain being a pretty good example. Here's Wilfred Carroll. Can they create an opening for a strike on goal? Carroll again. It's good pressure though. And Carroll with the long range effort sails over Tuisamoa's goal. Nice from Eastern Suburbs though, just maintaining pressure on the edge of the box. This is the end of the move. But there was 10 or 15 passes in there prior to that shot. And again, the pressure pays dividends. Just the press is really causing problems for Western Springs. Atkins, ankle certainly looks fine. She seems to be running very freely. This is Lucas. Dyer all the way back. Mayo. He's Dyer. He's got good pace. Sophia Dyer. Can she get into the penalty area? Back to Garcia. And you can see the number of white shirts there compared to the number of black shirts. And no surprise that Eastern Suburbs come away with the ball. It's a good run from Sophia Dyer though. She's working very, very hard up front, showing a good turn of pace as well. Good intervention by Jervis. And again, Dyer. Can she get to the ball first? No, Bennett is there. Slides on the turf. Thankfully, the rain has stayed away. It was looking rather threatening a couple of hours before this game started. Bit of a mizzle of a day. Just misty drizzle flowing across William Green in the early afternoon.
On the last one, after you've had your involvement in the build-up, close the gap with Bex again.
Here's Mayo. Just bombs that one into the centre of the park. So Timu picks it up, former Ellerslie player. Balls the ball down to Garcia. This is Hirano. Rena Hirano, who's had such a good season for Springs, but hardly sighted this afternoon, or this evening, sorry. Just hasn't been a factor in the game so far. Has been very well looked after by Wilfred Carroll and Saki Yoshida. And here's an opportunity. Lucas hitting it first time. Innes now. Good run from Tafaru to make herself available for the ball. And now Springs come down the left flank. Ball into Dyer. This is Garcia. Now Springs have to work back as Kenya Brook. Over the top from Jervis. Here's Garcia. Well, half an hour gone. Just the Nicole Metam goal separates these two sides. Metam, who struck in the 15th minute. And slowly as the game's worn on, Western Springs have come more and more into it, but still they haven't shown any real threats on this Eastern Suburbs goal. It's been a pretty comfortable ride for Brooke Bennett so far. Can they find a way here? Hirano gets a fortuitous ball back. Innes bypasses the run of Dyer. Well, here is the goal again, and it was great work from Jackson. Jackson got round the back of Mayo, looked up, and just rolled the ball across to Nicole Metum. And Metum strike, just no chance for the keeper or the defender on the line. So, bit of territory here for Western Springs. That was short-lived. Innes. Been one of the better midfielders in the competition throughout the last 14 weeks. Jess Innes does a really good job in that number 6 position. Just a little bit further forward this evening, but he's very composed on the ball, wants to get on the ball as well, and technically very good as a good pass. So just one of the better players that we've seen in the competition to date. Bennett with the ball. Tafaru with a shot. Tafaru finds the corner of the goal, and Sam Tafaru, out of virtually nothing, steps out of midfield and then just drills that ball past Brooke Bennett. I think Brooke Bennett wasn't expecting it because her positioning was somewhat awry, just too far over to one side of the goal, couldn't get across, and Sam Tafaru brings the Western Springs side level. Just 10 minutes to go in this first half. Innes steps in. Now suddenly there's a spring in the step of this Western Springs team. That's probably their first shot on target, possibly even their first shot on goal for Western Springs, but Tafaru really making it count. Timu, here's Innes. And Garcia and Brooke battling there. Well, for all the territory and possession, especially in the first 20-25 minutes, it shows you possession is not the only statistic. It certainly isn't the most important one. Tafaru there making an absolute mockery of the way the game's been played here. Here's Nicole Cooper driving. Metum goes wide. Atkins slides the ball down for Cooper, and Hirano should just see that one over the goal line. Well, just the third goal of the season for Sam Tafaru. She does tend to play further forward in Ryan Faithfull's team. I've seen her leading the line up top, but that job's been left for Sophia Dyer. Maybe Ryan Faithfull just trying something before next week's final just to see how it's going to work. And that is one thing that having this game and the final next weekend and knowing that both these teams are going to be there. Here's Innes. Can she open up for a shot? She can! Innes! Just wide of the goal. Just skewed it somewhat off her left foot. But yeah, I think for both coaches, there's opportunity to tactically try something different. Certainly personnel-wise. I think also talking to a lot of the coaches in this National League Championship as Metum tracks towards the penalty area. Here's Jackson, and that's too hot for Tui Samoa to hold. And Devin Jackson knocks in her 12th of the season.
Was that Devin Jackson? Was that Devin Jackson?
Well, someone in the crowd wondering if that was Devin Jackson. Yes, it was. And it was a good run from Metum. Well, it was Jackson who set up Metum for the first. It's Metum who sets up Jackson for the second. And Angelique Tuisamoa there probably should have done a little better. It was a pretty regulation strike. And the ball somehow found its way under the keeper's body. Say the 12th of the season for Jackson. She moves up into third place outright on the Golden Boot ladder. Behind her teammate Taylor O'Brien and Bree Johnson. Tafaru again getting further forward.
I can't wait to go back and listen to that on the
Well,
live.
it didn't last long. The getting themselves back on level terms for Western Springs. Disappointing for them that done so much hard work to score the goal, and then straight away they've conceded again. Play just getting stuck on the far side. Just 5 minutes to go in this first half. The team does well. Innes rolls it across to Celia Mayo. Mayo. Here's Innes. Levili just trying to knock that ball. And that's where Eastern Suburbs are putting real good pressure on the Western Springs midfielders as they come down the line to get that ball. There's always a defender tight on their back.
Stay inside, Saki. Stay inside, stay inside. Good, Dev, good space, Dev.
Good work from Hirano. Picks up the ball. Innes. Faru over the top. Nice work. It's a 2v1 here. Can the ball get across to Dyer? Well, Garcia was trying to do that. You can see that she'd seen her teammate on the left. But unfortunately for her, Rebecca Van Dort had seen the danger, got across to clear. Garcia. Tafaru goes for a 1-2. Here she goes again. Can she strike? Left foot, not as strong. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Here's Hirano. And Hirano is blocked out for the corner. Marina Hirano there. One of the few times we've seen her get forward. It was a lovely ball in by her Japanese compatriot, Arisa Takeda. Innes will take the corner. Right on the keeper and then tucked in at the back post by Garcia. Well, it was a beautiful corner over the top of keeper Bennett. And Sofia Garcia was on hand at the back post just to tuck that one in almost on the goal line. She was standing. Look at this ball, just whipped into the back post over everyone. And Garcia's only about a metre off the goal line, and simple as you like, just nods that one home. So we're back to all square, 2-2. Just a couple of minutes to go before half time. We're hearing there'll be 3 minutes of time to be added on. Dort. Lavilli. To Jervis. That's well picked off by Atkins. Rano. Takeda. Almost steps on the ball. Arisa Takeda. Bit of a coming together there with Lucas and Jervis. Referee, you can see Jervis there just slowly making her way back. Met him. A nice quick feet, Nicole met him. Plenty of bodies back for Western Springs. Tafaru can just take her time, picks out Innes, and Innes drives the ball into Dyer. Just both players not really taking command of the situation. Lucas. Now the cross comes in. There's no white shirts there though. And that's easy for this Western Springs defence. We're into time added on at the end of this first half. We've almost soaked up the first of the three. Jackson already scored one. Nice move by Jackson, blocked by Ulavili. Yoshida with the strike, and that's well wide. Just look for a moment that could trouble Angelique Tuisamoa. But it just squirted off. Went well wide. Again, Springs play it short. That's a clever touch. Ulavili back to Hirano. Taitimu. Timu again facing the wrong way, going backwards, and all a little bit unconvincing from the Western Springs defence. Jackson there. Probably been the pick of the players on the park so far, Devin Jackson. As I said, scored her 12th of the season to give Suburbs that 2-1 lead. Since been snuffed out as Lucas runs offside into the corner. And that should just about be that for the first half. Where I think Ryan Faithful will be very, very happy with the state of the scoreline given the way the game's developed. There is half time. Referee Robinson blows a whistle and the players head to the changing rooms, and a half where Eastern Suburbs completely dominated the first 20 or 25 minutes. Goal from Nicole Metum opened the scoring on 15 minutes. Sam Tafaru got them back on level terms. And then Devin Jackson extended the lead. And Sophie Garcia just nodded that one in at the back post. But here at William Green Domain, half time between the top two teams in the National League Championship. And it's 2-2.
Reset nicely, but now Watson's got a chance here. Good ball. Here's a big chance for that player slipping over. And the chance is taken. It's Mason Smith. Sam Mason Smith knows how to finish. His fourth goal of the National League, and Miramar reclaim the lead.
This is a long strike from Howison, and it's cleared the goalkeeper, caught him completely unawares with the wind, and that is one of the best long-range goals you'll ever see.
Are we picking goal of the season already from Cam Howison? I think so.
Gullen onto the right foot. Beautiful pass. Jack Henry Sinclair's onside.
Nice goal.
That's a brilliant finish by Jack Henry Sinclair. One of the most exciting players in the National League Championship. And Wellington Olympic double the lead.
There's a ball for a Melbourne player. This time it has. It's a third goal, and they take the lead in the game. And it's Kalotti who scored it. Well, all this pressure coming from these corners had to count for something in the end for Melville, and it has.
Casual with seizing that ball. And now the space here for Jacob Richards. Oh, that's a fine finish by Jacob Richards. And it came from a Melville United mistake in midfield, but there's no doubting the quality of this volley.
Switch of play from Tardo. That might be the only way Joe Lee gets possession, is get a 40-metre pass. Shuffles in, Tardo hits his spot and hits the back of the net. And there is the threat, there is the danger. And Auckland United pay the biggest price. And Emi Tarde scores again for Auckland City.
Rover. That's on Smith. Back onto his right foot. That's a decent run, and that is a decent goal. A more than decent goal, in fact. William Pearce. And Miramar Rangers have been opened up with a lovely piece of play and creativity by Christchurch United.
United on the counter now, An opportunity through Zambrano to use the full width of the pitch on this left wing side. Opportunity for Faye, the under-20 international, and they got the opening goal. And that is stunning. What a finish on the volley from Zambrano. And that is counter-attacking football at its best. Soaking up the pressure, United. And within 2 or 3 passes, the ball is in the back of the net. Auckland City are both lucky, but they still give possession away. So shooting opportunity, deflection, just hits the post. And on the rebound, they scored early. This is a stunning opening from Birkenhead, and it's their captain, Sam Burfoot, who scores. And it seems incredible after just 3.5 minutes to say that it's been coming, but it has.
Here is Tade with Howison sweeping forward. This is looking likely here for Auckland City. Howison early ball in, and there is the goal, beautifully done. Ryan de Vries opens the scoring. Superb combinations from the attacking trio.
Nicely done by Joe Poole, and Raboka has managed to find his way past one opponent. He's got Wilkinson just to his left, who's lined up the shot.
Oh, that's a fine finish. What a goal by Eddie Wilkinson. Set up by Raboka. Christchurch back in business.
Tade, heavy first touch, maintains possession. Tade, near post, what an equalizer! Emi Tade, you are a magician.
Oh, I say, what a goal! What an absolutely beautiful goal! And the balcony at Shepherd's Park erupts in delight, and Auckland United find themselves a goal down.
Yeah, some great goals there from the Men's National League. And here are the Golden Boot standings in that competition. Up top, the 2 number 10s from Kashmir Tech and Garvin Coughlin, and Gianni Bazookas from Wellington Olympic. Jess Randall, the youngster, had a good season for Olympic as well. And another youngster, Oliver Colotti from Melville United, with his 6 goals for the campaign. Auckland City running out top of that competition, winning the grand final last weekend in a highly exciting game against Wellington Olympic. Running out the winners 3-2. Yes, and let's have a look at some of the top goals for the women's competition this championship. Lovely ball is Prince across the face of goal. Here's a goal. Ball laid into the path of Kennedy Bryant for her second. And that was an absolutely cutting edge attack from Southern United. Lovely ball in behind the defence. Prince did the build-up work and Bryant applied the finishing touch.
Atkins swinging this one in, Simon's nowhere, and it's a goal from Taylor O'Brien. Who else? The Eastern Suburbs.
Into the attack, but then straight away has to turn back. There's some defending work to do. Ruby Nathan, one of those slip passes that Springs was so good at in the first half, and it has borne fruit with Maya Vince, the substitute, coming on from a deep position, getting in front of the keeper again, and just sliding that ball home, and Auckland United double their advantage.
Alicia Green. Maisie Jewell takes one, and now Kelly Brown in a good position. That's a decent cross.
Oh, lovely ball.
Brilliant goal. Absolutely stunning finish from a high quality cross, and a very well conceived move by Northern Rovers.
see the ball finding its way to Buick. Pulls it in. Here's a good opportunity. Good chance. Good shot. Good goal. Canterbury United Pride open the scoring. Charlotte Roche, the second opportunity she's had this afternoon. Colby chasing this one. Marshalled by Philpott. Will twist the ball inside. Here's Painterberg. Painterberg with a strike. Painterberg with the goal. Lovely left foot strike by Emma Painterberg. Took the ball onto her left foot and just drilled that one past Kuimano.
Lovely ball through for Devon Jackson. Has a little shot. Oh, lovely place there by Devon Jackson. Nice little side foot. Pass to Samoa. 2-0 Eastern Suburbs. That's an enthusiastic Eastern Suburbs crowd there tonight. Oh, Takeda. Oh! What a great goal by Takeda. The ball in, she cuts on the inside onto her left foot, strikes it perfectly into the top left-hand corner.
Post. Oh, lovely bit of work.
Oh, what a goal!
Lara Smith. What a wonderful strike. She can't believe it herself.
Devon Jackson gets a little touch off to Wilfred Carroll, has a shot. Oh! It is a shot and a half. Wilfred Carroll. That's a sucker punch right there for Western Springs. And what a left-footed rocket by Wilfred Carroll.
Madison, wayward pass, Hirano intercepts that on that occasion. Garcia, Hirano now, one-on-one. Here's Hirano. Oh, great footwork. And it's in. And it's a goal from Hirano. Well, thought that one may get away from her, but she did choose to find the back of the net on that occasion. Rina Hirano, a bit of pressure playing off for Western Springs. One-on-one with Ulavili does well. And on target, what a strike! Petra Buick, fantastic strike. What a run from the substitute. She's been quite the star for Canterbury since she's been on.
Yes, as we saw with the men, some cracking goals there from the women's competition, and that leaves the Golden Boot standings in this order, and that takes into account the goals that we've seen this evening. You can see Devon Jackson there now outright third position, but still 4 behind Taylor O'Brien, who's sitting on the bench for Eastern Suburbs this evening. Bree Johnson there having a great season for Auckland United. So let's have a look at the highlights of that first 45 minutes. And Devon Jackson was very, very good in that first 45 minutes, creating real problems for this Western Springs defence. This was the first goal. Jackson, too strong, too quick, getting around Mayo, and then just slips the pass to Metum. That was after 15 minutes. And Nicole Metum opening the scoring, 1-0 to Eastern Suburbs. She had a pop from range, did Metum as well, onto the top of Tui Samoa's crossbar. You can see Tui Samoa not really sure where that was. And one of the first attacks for Western Springs from Sam Tafaru, picks the ball up and just smacks that one just inside the far post. And Brooke Bennett, no chance. Well, Metum was on the receiving end of some provision from Jackson. It was the other way around this time. It was Metum the provider and Jackson the finisher. Tui Samoa not really her best work there. Good work from Devin Jackson, and then right near the end of that first half, Sofia Garcia on the back post with the simplest of headers there. Not great defending. So all in readiness here. Western Springs to get us underway in the second 45 minutes. And you can see there how dark it's got out at William Green Domain. Not the brightest lights in Auckland at William Green Domain, but they'll be sufficient for these two teams for 45 minutes. No changes, I think, to either side at half-time, so both coaches reasonably happy, I think, with the way that their teams have performed. I'm sure Stephen Hoyle would be the happier of the two, given the way that first half developed. Brooke across to Atkins. Looks like Springs might be doing a little bit more pressing in this second 45 minutes. That's Cooper. And Ulaveli really good, stepping in, intercepting the ball. Takeda. Strange touch, that one. Just pinging around that the middle of the midfield. Faru Innes. And that's another bit of a wayward pass. Garcia putting pressure on Dyer, doing the same to the keeper. They need Tafaru to get in there to win this ball, and she does. Here's Garcia. Garcia, and Bennett's out quickly. Had to be quick that time, Bennett, and she did really well. See there, Wilfred Carroll just getting a bit of friendly fire. Hirano, technically very, very good. Tafaru, back to Hirano. You can see Stephen Hoyle right at the bottom of your picture. Just sitting back. Sure, there'll be a lot more nerves next weekend when these two teams walk out on Mount Smart Stadium.
No foul, Joel.
Oh, nice touch. That time from Cooper. And then she gives up the free kick.
Great header shot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if, especially Stephen Hoyle goes to his bench. See, we've got Taylor O'Brien, the league's top goal scorer, sitting there. And a bunch of other players who have played a key part in the Suburbs season. Also good to hear through this week that New Zealand Football have organised a couple more games for the Football Ferns in the lead up to the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Two games against Argentina now scheduled. One in Hamilton, one in Auckland. It goes alongside those two games against the mighty USA and the game against Portugal. Portugal coming down to compete in the qualification tournament. Still 3 spots up for grabs in the Women's World Cup. And they have a playoff tournament here. 3 groups of 3 with the 2 lower ranked teams playing off, and then the winner of that game playing the higher ranked team for a spot in the World Cup. Portugal, the highest ranked team in that entire tournament. So good opposition for New Zealand to play against. And also very relevant position given the teams in their group. And here comes Suburbs, trying to switch the ball from side to side. Atkins has got forward, just a bit of a loose pass. Just that little bit of quality at times, letting both sides down. Jackson slides the ball in behind Lucas, and Tuisamoa does well. Oh, lets it go. Thought Tuisamoa had let that one go, but maybe there was a touch on the way through. I don't think it was Tuisamoa that touched the ball. I think it came off the foot of one of the Springs players. Corner quickly taken. Here's Atkins trying to drive into the penalty area, and this time it'll be a goal kick. See Jackson there. No, it wasn't anything. I think here the referee's pinged Tuisamoa for touching the ball there. Tafaru looking for Dyer. Again, just the final ball. Can't find the runner. A little bit more endeavour in the start of the second half than what we saw at the start of the first for Western Springs. Hirano rides a Taitimu rides a challenge well. Innes. Garcia. Metum. Jackson, nice quick feet. Wilfred Carroll on a yellow card. Here's Atkins. Jackson, this is a nice move from Suburbs. And there's the shot. And that looks like it'll go out for a corner. No, goal kick. Just squirted off the side of her boot. Yes, it's a bumper weekend of football, given the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup over in Qatar. Massive games on Saturday and Sunday. The quarterfinals start with Brazil versus Croatia tomorrow at 4 a.m. So it's an early start for all our Croatian and Brazilian supporters. Brazil looking very, very good as they demolished Korea. Here's Wilfred Carroll. Wilfred Carroll with a strike, and that ball just sails past the top corner. No chance for Tuisamoa had it been dipping under the crossbar, but lovely strike here from Wilfred Carroll. And you can see it just dropping a little bit late. Hirano. Ooh, puts the captain in a little bit of strife. Again, and the ball's dropped to a white shirt, and it's Metum. Good save, Tuisamoa. again, they got picked off in the middle of the park in their own half, did Springs. Oh, that's a lovely touch from Tafaru. She's got it back again. Oh, good pace shown from Brooke. Tafaru crossed the face of goal. Here's Innes. You see Garcia, a little bit of frustration there. She wanted that ball. Innes. Now she needs support. And the move breaks down. Yes, just touching back on those quarterfinals. Brazil, Croatia, and then the Netherlands up against Argentina. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm sure all the Dutch supporters will be hoping that there'll be a goal similar to the one Dennis Bergkamp scored a few years ago. Here's a chance for Eastern Suburbs, and tucked away by Nicole Cooper. Again, it was a terrific run. I think it was from Devon Jackson. She did it in the first half down the right flank. She does it in the second. And Nicole Cooper, who's worked really hard for her side. Yes, it is Jackson. Look at this great run again from Devon Jackson. Looks up, finds Cooper, and Cooper just slides that one across into the far side of the goal. And that restores Eastern Suburbs' lead. They now lead 3-2. And every time Springs come back, Eastern Suburbs somehow find a way to get their noses out in front again. They've dominated possession, they've dominated territory. But Springs have stuck to their task, and feeding off what little possession they have, they've done really, really well to stay in the game. Garcia just drops that one off to Hirano, and we're hearing that there's going to be a couple of substitutions for Western Springs. Rena Hirano is going to be one of them, so her evening's work is done, and I'm sure this is with an eye to the final next weekend. Lucas just drops that one off to Cooper, feeling very happy given she just scored. Wong being asked to come right forward. Wilfred Carroll. Cooper. Jackson. Jackson, can she get the better of Jervis? No. Onside. Jackson blocked. And Mayo. Well, they still can't get the ball clear. And eventually it ends up with Tui Samoa. Once again, Devon Jackson making a nuisance of herself. Lovely 1-2 to Faru and Dyer. This Eastern Suburbs defence is the most miserly of the entire competition. Just 15 goals conceded prior to today, so that's 17 now in 14 games. So just over one each outing. Springs not a bad defence either. 21 goals, that includes the 3 from this game. 21 and 14.
Nicole Cooper in behind. Nicole Cooper.
Two very evenly matched teams as we look ahead to the final next week at Mount Smart Stadium. So just finishing off what I was saying before as these substitutions get made. So it'll be Anya Stefan on for captain Lily Jervis, and Lara Kolpe will come on for Rena Hirano. Yes, both these sides have had very, very long seasons. 21 games in the Women's NRFL Prem or Northern Region Premiership. 14 games here. They've both had quite long runs in the Kate Shepherd Cup as well. So fatigue really is a factor. We've seen that in both the men's and women's competition. Here's the ball over the top. This is Jackson. She's got good pace. Jackson looking to slip the ball across to Metum. So yes, Ryan Faithful just taking out two of his key players for next week. I think everyone also very worried about injuries. So Hirano and Jervis will be very, very important for Springs at Mount Smart. As I was saying, just finishing off what I was saying about the FIFA Men's World Cup. Sunday morning, Morocco versus Portugal. Big question there. Is Cristiano Ronaldo going to see the field again? And then probably the pick of the quarterfinals. France up against England. 8 o'clock Sunday morning. Get the sofa ready. There's a big, big game on Sunday morning as Kolpe drives that ball across, and the ball flashes across the face of goal. Well, she's only just on the field, Lara Kolpe. Went with the New Zealand under-17 team to India in October of this year. Played in all 3 games in that World Cup. Came on as a sub against Chile and Nigeria. Started the game against Germany, which must have been a huge honour for Lara Kolpe. One player that we haven't seen here, as we said right at the top of the broadcast, was Emma Painenberg. Expect to see her back. She's playing in the under-17 tournament being held at Western Springs over this weekend. Just recently signed for Feyenoord in the Netherlands. So that's a great move for Emma Painenberg. One of the 2 substitutes, Anya Stefan. Gets on the ball again here.
If you've asked it to go, it's okay, but hey, Jack, you're chasing me between 3 though when you've got Metum stood in front of you, not with anyone. Just stay in your shape and let play.
It's a nice ball through the heart of the midfield into Nicole Metum's feet. The game just slowed down somewhat. Stefan Atkins. Stefan needs to get a body in the way. She does just that. This ball needs to fall to a Springs player. That looked dangerous for a minute. Charlotte Wilford Carroll here. Just wants to get some attention right in front of the Western Springs bench there. You can see Ryan Faithful. He's asking one of his players whether they want to be substituted. Nope, he's got the thumbs up. See Kelly Bolus, the manager there in the yellow bib. Just you can see here, the ball just cannoning off Wilfred Carroll. Didn't look like a whole lot. Days gone by, you just got asked to roll off the pitch. Doesn't seem to be a thing these days, as everyone wants to waste time and be treated on the field. And that is going to be it for Wilfred Carroll. And she makes way, and Rachel Head comes on. Wilfred Carroll already on a yellow card, so add the injury to that, and probably a pretty easy decision for Stephen Hoyle. Break and play. Stefan. It's not a great pass into the midfield, picked off by the Suburbs midfield. Van Dort. Brooke. Just got to pass away in time. Stefan looks like she's going to get there. She does. Just in front of Rachel Head. Here is Head on the ball. Metum, nice little shimmy. Can she get a shot away? Here's Lucas. Her first touch just took her away. Oh, back to Metum, and that's good work from Innes. Scrambling back on the edge of her own penalty area. Nice turn by Rachel Head. And again, Innes intervenes. And then just lays the ball across for Dyer. Sends her a little bit wider than she would have hoped. Goes and gets some support. Dyer tracking across the penalty area. Referee not interested in a foul there. It seemed that the tackle may have connected with Sophia Dyer. But referee Robinson not interested. Would have been a free kick in a great position. Right on the edge of the penalty area, in a pretty central position as well. You can see Eastern Suburbs just happy to knock the ball around. It's up to Springs to do something about it. And at the moment they're happy just to sit off and wait for Eastern Suburbs to get themselves over the halfway line. Then the pressure will start to come on. Free kick to Suburbs.
Wow, what the hell happened there? I tried to like just go around it and I just like and the worst part is that hurt my shoulder so much, like just falling over there. Wow. Yeah. And like I haven't watched it back.
Just 20 minutes to go here at William Green Domain. Dyer.
Good running now. It's alright, get a shake, get a shake. You can stay in front. Yeah, they can stay in front.
So the game getting somewhat disjointed.
Drive, Jules, come on. No foul.
Time on it, lots of time. Open on it.
To Samoa.
Stay there. Stay on the line.
Rolls it back to Takeda. To Faru. This is Stefan. Looking in behind the defence. Garcia. Looking for Dyer. Ball around the corner, but again, the composure of Rebecca Van Dort. Such a key component of this Eastern Suburbs defence, Rebecca Van Dort. And the flag goes up for offside, and I think Western Springs are going to make a couple more substitutions. And it will be Sydney Sparks coming on in place of Sophia Garcia, who's worked very hard up top, and also a change of goalkeeper for Springs. Keely Taylor, who started last weekend's game, is on for Angelique Tuisamoa. So Ryan Faithful just rotating the troops.
It's like the border of
Should be a fascinating final next weekend. Certainly Suburbs, you've got to say, go in as favourites, given the season that they've had. But this Western Springs side, they came second in the Northern Region Women's Premiership. Eastern Suburbs could only finish third in that competition. Western Springs have been second the last two seasons, with these teams sitting behind Northern Rovers, who won that competition. And Northern Rovers lost a bunch of players to the Wellington Phoenix, so that really did cause them issues. Here they come again. Jackson into the penalty area. Jackson looking for support. Is there going to be a strike here? No, all the way back out to Atkins. Amy Atkins drives forward looking for the 1-2. Now she gets herself in the box. Oh, and Atkins. No, it wasn't Amy Atkins. I think it was Cooper, who was just trying to get ahead on that one. Innes picks a good pass out wide. Ball into the penalty area. Here's Dyer. her touch. Just sits up, and now just a bit too static up front for Western Springs. Oh, well stepped in by Stefan Tafaru. Takeda. And again, the continuity in the Western Springs attack just lacking somewhat. You can see also from the way they've scored their goals in this game. Just an opportunistic shot from Sam Tafaru, and the second one off a set play of a corner. So I think that is something, the fluidity of the attack really needs to be worked on. So under 15 minutes left of the regular season for these two sides. Eastern Suburbs still hanging on to that 3-2 advantage. Tafaru. Dyer. Where's the run coming from? Tafaru chases, but it's a bit of a lost cause up there. It's 1v3, so now Suburbs. Again, they just drop into this passing pattern. Metem. Now Lucas. And good work from Taitimu to break up that attack. Stefan just miscontrols. Pretty energetic though. Is the sub, Anya Stefan. It's nice work from Eastern Suburbs, good play. There's Jackson and commentator's curse. As soon as you say that, someone just gives the ball straight to the opposition. Here's Dyer, can she keep it in? No, her touch. Just takes the ball over the sideline. And another substitution being made here by Western Springs. Also, Eastern Suburbs lining up a substitute as well. And for Western Springs, it's Jess Innes. Yeah, another composed game from Jess Innes, and she's going to be replaced by Sienna Kirk. So Ryan Faithful has cleared the bench. So substitution for Eastern Suburbs. Zoe Benson is going to come in, and Nicole Metem. Evening is over. And it was her goal in the 15th minute that got the scoring underway here. And Zoe Benson really is a talent. Young player. Technically very good. Zoe Benson. Now a bit of pressure from Springs. Maybe the substitutes will bring a little bit more energy into this Western Springs side. Here's Tafaru trying to spread the ball across the goal, or across the penalty area. Shot comes in, straight into the arms of Brooke Bennett. Yeah, but better pressure from Springs. You'd think they, 10 minutes to go, throw a bit of caution to the wind. Takeda. That's a lovely ball. Tafaru. Tafaru slips it inside. Oh, just overhits the pass. It was a good move, that one. Beautiful ball from Takeda into Tafaru.
Get free.
Colby, Stefan down the line, and that's too big.
Step up, halfway, step on, step on.
No rush for Suburbs. The scoreline stays like this, they will end the season with a played 14, won 12, lost 2 record. So very, very successful season. Competition for Stephen Hoyle and his players. Just a little bit of a late reaction there from Tafaru, and Suburbs can just wind the clock down. Another goal kick. Nice touch there. Rachel Head. Again, they just build up very methodically from the back until the misplaced pass. Taitimu. Dyer, and just forcing the pass. It's a good run from Tafaru, but there were plenty of white shirts and a good defensive structure there. Possibly could have done better just to build the attack a little bit more. Yoshida. Brooke Yoshida, nice play. And Zoe Bennett trying to slip the killer pass through the defence. Just gets picked off. Tafaru just taking her time to get up. Colby does well. Anya Stefan down the line again. More urgency now from Western Springs. 7 minutes to get themselves another goal. Faru. Square. Now the ball in. And just missed by Sparks. Just spun away from her on this turf. Ryan Faithful there telling her striker Sydney Sparks to make a run in behind the defence, be a threat. Fresh legs on for Springs, but still I think Eastern Suburbs pretty comfortable, especially in possession. Just very good at knocking the ball around. Here is Sparks. Just muscled off it by Atkins. Jackson looking inside to Benson. Yoshida steps in. It's a good intervention by the Japanese player. Again, that final ball just being forced a little bit into the penalty area. Crunching header, that one. You'd hear that in our effects mic. Head. Just miscontrols. This is Kolpe. Taitimu. Yoshida across the head. Is there an attack building here for Suburbs? Again, a little bit of lack of patience from the Suburbs team. 5 minutes to go. Springs just need to get hold of the ball. Well, it's going to be a fascinating final next weekend. As we see, interesting to see which players make the cut from both these teams. Coaches have certainly got some big decisions to make in the lead up to that game. Sparks, pressure on Brooke. Well, she's done well. There's Kenya Brooke. Sparks gets back. Oh, that's nice from Atkins as well. Here's Jackson. Jackson just slips it inside. This is a lovely move from Springs. Can they keep it going? Lucas to Jackson. And too many black shirts there, but Takeda just dwelling too much on it. And ball over the top. Here's an opportunity. Chance. And the keeper gets to the ball. Just for a minute there, Keely Taylor looked like she was second best to get there. Lovely ball from Jackson. And she came and saved it with her feet. I think Nicole Cooper may have hurt herself in that challenge. Somewhat unorthodox from Keely Taylor. Just got a pretty good whack on that left leg of hers, Nicole Cooper. Atkins it'll be to get us back underway. Just over a minute left of normal time. Jackson. He's had a good game this evening, Devin Jackson. Tafaru over the top for Sparks. Can she stretch her legs? Well, Devin Jackson's got too much pace for that. One of the quicker players in this National Women's Championship. Nice work from Stefan. Here's Sparks. Across the goal, Taitimu just manages to pull that down. I think flag's gone up for offside. like there's another substitution for Eastern Suburbs. And Nicole Cooper. Makes way, and there will be 5 minutes of time added on. Olivia Page is the player that's come on for Nicole Cooper. Cooper with the second goal, sorry, the third goal of Eastern Suburbs, for Eastern Suburbs after half time.
They're not going to be doing much work for you. Done a bit defensively.
Some good combinations between Cooper, Metum and Jackson. Here is Jackson. Benson looking for the reverse ball in behind. Looking for Lucas, but Lucas, it's straight offside. Again, lovely move from Eastern Suburbs. Just the angles of the running, very, very impressive. See Zoe Benson there picking up the ball, angling across the pitch and then reversing her pass. Just that Lucas had gone too far forward.
Take your time, take your time, take your time.
It's alright, get back inside after you throw this ball.
Just 10.
Back.
Yes, we've had 2 of the 5 minutes. So just 3 minutes remaining for Springs if they want to hold this Eastern Suburbs team. Here's Jackson. Jackson, she'll have a shot. Never shy of a shot. It's Devon Jackson. Yes, and having scored 12 goals this campaign, 12 goals in 14 games, you've got to say to Devon Jackson, just shoot whenever you like.
You should have got off it. Can you not?
Here comes Springs, last chance, and the ball just played behind one of the players, Lucas. She's battled away unsuccessfully all evening. Well picked up, Sophia Dyer. Colby just drops it off to Yoshida.
Watch the line, Bex.
So Takeda it was. Now Sparks looking for Dyer, but again, it's that final pass. No pressure on the keeper. You'd think that Springs would want to get some pressure, force the keeper to play the ball out. It's just taking their time. A little bit of pressure coming that time from Takeda. Just 60 seconds to go. Oh, the ball picked off. Here's an opportunity. Last chance. Dyer. Colby.
Good, Devon.
Takeda inside. Too many white shirts there. Stefan stepping forward. Just leaves her pass in no man's land. Oh, that's a bit sloppy from Brooke. Colby going for the 1-2. Colby. Sparks keeps it in. Sparks, can she lay it off to the edge of the box? Taitimu, Dyer, straight at Brooks. Straight at Brooke Bennett. See here, Sparks did really well, kept the ball in, and lays it back. Taitimu, great block there from Van Dort. And then Sophia Dyer hits the ball straight at Brooke Bennett. And now Taitimu's gone down with cramp. And she will limp off. Time's up here. I think the referee will just drop the ball and then maybe blow for full time. Trey saying we're on your time now to Robinson. Olivia Page. Just had a few minutes this evening. This is Yoshida. And there is full time. It's been an entertaining game, especially in the first 45 minutes. A game where Eastern Suburbs really did come out firing and showed their credentials. They led 1-0, 2-1 and 3-2. So Western Springs got themselves back but could never get ahead. And here at William Green Domain, in a forerunner to next week's final, it has ended with Eastern Suburbs running out the winners, 3-2. So the first game of the weekend's fixtures has been completed. Tomorrow we look forward to Canterbury Pride and Capital, Northern Rovers versus Southern, and then on Sunday the final game of the round robin is Central up against Auckland United. So top of the table will stay like this. Eastern Suburbs played 14, 36 points, just the 2 losses in their season. Western Springs stayed close the whole competition, but in the end, 7 points adrift, and the rest of the competition will be finalized in the next 2 days' time. So now, for these players, everything relates now to the final on December the 18th at Mount Smart Stadium. Eastern Suburbs will go into that with plenty of confidence. Western Springs with a bit of work to do. And here from William Green Domain, we wish you well, and Eastern Suburbs have run out the winners of this one 3-2.